Hey, I'm Keith with InTech, and I'm excited here today to show you an all-new Flyer model. Now, this is one that many of you have been requesting from us for a long time, so we're excited to jump into the details of it. This is going to be a Flyer. The model name is called Forge. You're going to see behind me here, this is a tandem axle, a little bit longer and bigger unit than you've seen from us before in the Flyer lineup. But like we always tell you, what really sets an InTech apart is what's behind the skin. So first, let's jump over and show you the build process. All right, so here we are inside the frame of a Flyer Forge. This is what truly sets an InTech apart from any other product out in the industry. This is an all aluminum chassis built here at InTech and an aluminum cage frame. And what also is so cool about this is all 100% welded together. So many trailers will have a steel chassis and then they'll have laminated walls that are simply screwed or stapled together. And same with the roof on their products. So this is one solid aluminum cage, all welded together, giving you the ultimate strength when going down the road. So that's a look at our frame and how we build it. Now let's look at the finished unit. So the Flyer Forge, as I mentioned, is going to be a tandem axle. So this is a toy hauler similar to the Discover, a little bit longer, tandem axle, extra carrying capacity. This is going to have two 3,500 pound axles on it. So you're going to have 7,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating, and the dry weight on it's only 4,000 pounds. So you have 3,000 pounds of ability to load into this unit. So great capacity on board. Exterior is going to be all aluminum skin like the rest of our Flyer product is. We use our VHB tape to hold it together and seam together our metal right here, so there's no exposed fasteners on the outside of the unit. Coming down the side, you're going to see we have a huge 14-foot power awning on this. This is our Girard power awning, so it has no legs that come down. It just has two support arms that come out. There's a wind sensor on it, so if it gets windy, it'll automatically retract on its own. Coming back down the side of the camper here, you'll see up top there, we're going to have a roof rack on board. So obviously this unit is very tall. We're leaving you space inside to be able to get side-by-sides loaded in there, requires some height. So for the first time on our Flyer lineup, this unit has a walk-on roof. There'll be a retractable ladder in the inside that you'll see, and that'll actually allow you to get right up on the roof and to have additional storage. Moving around to the back side, we're going to have, of course, our ramp door here. This door is, once again, large enough height to get most side-by-sides in, even with their top roll cages on them. Also on the back end, you're going to have our 2-inch receiver. This receiver's weighted at 175 pounds. So while you have a ton of capacity on the inside for cargo, if you want to throw bikes or anything on the back end, you've got room to do that as well. All right, coming around to the roadside then, here you're going to see this is our tip-out bed. We'll look more at this when we're on the inside, but when this thing folds out, it's going to make a 48 by 80 inch bed for you. This right here is going to be a vent, so since this is a toy hauler and you're going to have gas tanks or gasoline engines inside the unit potentially, this will allow you to leave it open while traveling. You can keep the air fresh and vented out on the interior of the Forge here. Moving further forward, if we look up to the top, you're going to see this little connection kit. This is part of your ladder system. So your ladder connects to that, which stows inside, the ladder does. It connects to this piece right here though, and you can climb up and get on the roof and access your roof rack there. Directly next to that, you'll have your exhaust for your furnace. Down below, this is going to be your tankless water heater system. As you're probably starting to piece together now, this unit does have a bathroom on board. So one thing you guys have asked for a lot in the Flyer lineup, a bathroom. We now have it in the Forge. Directly next to that, you're going to have your tank fills for your water tank. That's going to be a 28-gallon fresh water tank on board here. And then directly below there, you're going to have your black tank dump. And that's going to be a 38-gallon black tank that both your gray and black water will feed into. As we come around to the front of the trailer, you'll see we'll have the full-size spare as we do on all Flyers right there on the front. You'll have a nice large tongue box. This box is going to have your battery inside, but then also storage for additional items. And then our 20-pound LP tank. All right, so that's a quick look at the exterior. Now let's jump inside and I'll show you the great features in there. So here we are in the front of the Forge. You're going to have a great kitchen inside here. You'll have a nice deep farmhouse sink on board. You'll have a 2-burner stove, some good storage areas down below and up above in your kitchen. You'll also have some of your controls for your stereo and then everything that's going to control your water tanks, seeing where your battery levels and everything that will be right here. Off to my other side, now this is going to be our wet bath. This is the same large wet bath we use inside some of our Sol, Terra, and OVR products. So an absolute ton of space inside here. You're going to have a nice porcelain toilet. on board. You're going to have great head height on the inside. And again, it's going to feature our exterior door that completely seals off, requiring no shower curtains or anything to keep the water inside this shower. Moving back, you're going to see we're using a nice large 8 cubic foot 12 volt refrigerator. So this is 12 volt, doesn't require any propane, compressor on board, cools very well, also has an extremely low draw on amps. So even though you could be running off of battery power for this, you can go a long time on a single charge. Directly up above, this is going to be your furnace ventilation. So you have a intake here and discharge vent over on the side. And down below the fridge, you're going to have a door that's going to give you some access to plumbing fixtures if you ever need to get in there to work on those, also for winterization. Moving further back, you're going to see this is our ladder rack here, and this is the ladder we were speaking of earlier that's going to allow you to get up onto the roof. So it's a nice lightweight aluminum ladder, pulls off, expands out, hooks to that side piece that we showed you earlier, and lets you up on the roof there for access. All right, so now moving back to the bedroom area, you're going to see this has the tip out on board that we were looking out the outside. So this is that 48 by 80 inch bed here once it's opened up. When it's closed up, the great thing about the tip out is though, it really takes up very little space. It only comes in about 6-8 inches into the unit, so it doesn't impede on any of your garage storage space when you're traveling down the road. On the other side, we're going to have a standard sleeper sofa. So obviously you got a couch set up in it. It then also folds down into a bed as well. Then directly above that, we're going to have our fold down bed. So this one seals up nice and tight to the ceiling, still giving you room for, again, if you're storing a side-by-side in here, there's still enough room underneath it for most of them to fit. But this simply tips down, and now you have additional sleeping capacity up to 175 pounds. So with your bed here, your sleeper sofa below, your tip out on the other side, you could easily get 4 to 5 people sleeping inside this Flyer Forge. So again, the sleeper sofa comes standard. The flip down bed is an option, but there is one other way you can configure this unit. You can actually put an additional tip out on the curb side of the Forge here. And what that does is it'll delete the sleeper sofa, and you obviously won't be able to option in the flip down bed, but if you want 2 tip outs, that's an option you can get. So one neat thing about the Flyer Forge, with all these great sleeping spaces, everything pretty much folds up and out of your way. So you can get some really large gear inside here. This floor is actually 11 feet from the ramp door all the way to where this fridge comes out. So again, most of your 2-door side-by-sides are going to have no problem fitting in here. And then you're going to have 9 tie downs across your floor. So no matter what you're loading, motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides, plenty of room to tie anything down and get it loaded up. All right, for comfort on board the Flyer Forge, we're going to have 11,000 BTU AC with a soft start on it. So that way, even if you aren't able to hook up to power and you have a 2200 watt generator, you'll be able to run this air conditioner. Also, you're going to have a 12,000 BTU furnace on board that's going to run off your LP system, and a nice large ventilation fan in the front. So that way, if you're not plugged in or if you're not needing AC, you can actually move a lot of air through this unit. All the windows on board the Flyer Forge here are going to have screens on board, so they open. You have screens, you can move a lot of air through the unit with that fan right there. So back up here then by the door, you're going to have all your light switches. You'll have your awning control. Nice thing about this awning, one press to the out button and it automatically goes out. Same when you're pulling it in, does it automatically. You don't have to hold down the button. And there's a nice LED light strip out at the end of that awning to help light up the campsite. Above there, you'll find your furnace control for your furnace heat settings, and then the Max Air vent fan control here as well. This Max Air fan's a really nice one. The shroud, the way it opens up, it can actually run in the rain and still protects that water from getting inside the unit, and it has the ability to either pull air into the unit or push air out of the unit. So a real nice piece. And then directly below there, you'll see there's some airline track here. There's all kinds of attachments you can buy for airline track. So whether you're just strapping something to the wall or you want hangers to hang things on, you've got that available to you right there. So you asked for it, we built it. Now you have your Discover with a bathroom available in this all new Flyer Forge. Great model, a lot of versatility to it. We encourage you to reach out to your local dealer, contact them for pricing and availability. Thank you.